This is an urgent health warning for seniors across the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia. If you're losing muscle, it's not just about aging, it's about survival. Muscle loss is not simply a cosmetic issue or inconvenience. It can lead to serious complications like frailty, disability, frequent falls, and even early death. The problem is far more common than most people realize, especially in the United States, where dietary habits and sedentary lifestyles are accelerating the rate of muscle loss among older adults. Sarcopenia, the progressive loss of skeletal muscle, mass and strength, begins as early as your 30s. But for many seniors over 60, it becomes life-altering. If you're struggling to carry groceries, having trouble climbing stairs, or feeling your legs get thinner over time, your body is screaming for help, and food is your first line of defense. One of the most powerful ways to fight back against muscle loss is with the right kind of protein. Not all proteins are created equal. Seniors in the United States often consume enough total protein, but not the right kind, or not at the right times of day. Your muscles aren't just hungry for quantity. They need high-quality, bioavailable protein sources rich in essential amino acids, especially leucine. Leucine is the most critical amino acid to trigger muscle protein synthesis, and many seniors are severely under-consuming it without even knowing. Whey protein isolate is one of the most leucine-rich and fast-absorbing forms of protein available, and it can make a radical difference when consumed after strength exercises or even just daily. A high-quality whey protein shake, ideally one, with at least 2.5 grams of leucine per serving, can help seniors rebuild muscle tissue even into their 80s and beyond. And for those who are lactose intolerant, plant-based alternatives like pea protein and rice protein can still provide essential amino acids when blended together. But don't stop at powders. Real food is even more essential. Eggs are one of the most perfect muscle-preserving foods on Earth. They are inexpensive, available almost everywhere in the United States, and loaded with high biological value protein. One large egg has around 6 to 7 grams of protein and all 9 essential amino acids, with the yolk offering vital nutrients like choline, vitamin D, and selenium. Nutrients many seniors in Canada and Australia are deficient in. Scrambled, boiled, or poached, eggs should be a daily staple for any senior fighting muscle decline. Combine eggs with foods high in healthy fats like avocado or cooked in olive oil to support hormone production, especially testosterone, which plays a key role in maintaining lean mass in both men and women after age 60. Older adults in the United Kingdom and the US frequently suffer from vitamin D deficiencies, especially during winter months or in regions with limited sun exposure. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health. It directly impacts muscle strength. Without enough vitamin D, your muscle fibers shrink, making every movement harder. That's why fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, sardines, and mackerel should be on your plate at least twice per week. These fish are not only loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation in aging muscles, but also rich in vitamin D. And yes, canned salmon or sardines are excellent budget-friendly options, perfect for fixed incomes and available even in rural grocery stores across the United States. Try eating a 3-ounce serving of wild salmon alongside a baked sweet potato, and you've just built a high-protein, anti-inflammatory, muscle-nourishing meal in under 15 minutes. Don't underestimate the power of cottage cheese. It may sound old-fashioned, but cottage cheese is one of the highest sources of casein protein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds your muscles throughout the night. Eating 1 cup of cottage cheese before bed can drastically improve overnight muscle protein synthesis. This isn't just theory. Studies in seniors across the United States and Canada have shown that nighttime casein consumption helps reduce muscle breakdown while sleeping, especially when paired with resistance training. Add a spoonful of flaxseed or chia seeds for extra omega-3s and fiber, and you've got a functional night snack with real impact. And there's more. Seniors absolutely need to embrace creatine-rich foods. Most people associate creatine with young bodybuilders in gyms, but this compound is naturally found in red meats and can significantly improve muscle strength and function in seniors. Grass-fed beef, lamb, and bison are excellent sources. Just one 4-ounce serving of lean beef contains around 2 grams of creatine, plus heme iron and zinc, 2 nutrients critical for oxygen transport and immune function. Many seniors in the United States and United Kingdom are suffering from mild anemia that never gets addressed, which drains their energy and makes it even harder to exercise. Red meat, eaten 2 to 3 times per week, can reverse that slow decline and provide foundational support for both energy and muscle mass. Another powerhouse food group that's often ignored is legumes, especially lentils and chickpeas. These are rich in plant-based proteins, fiber, magnesium, and folate. In Canada, health authorities often recommend legumes to manage blood sugar and cardiovascular health, but their role in preserving muscle is just as important. The fiber helps with digestion and satiety, reducing the tendency to snack on empty calories, which is a serious issue among homebound seniors. And don't forget tofu and tempeh, 2 protein-dense staples from soybeans. Tofu is incredibly versatile and can be pan-fried, blended, or added to soups. Tempeh has a chewy, hearty texture that makes it ideal for stir-fries and sandwiches. These foods not only support muscle, but also enhance gut health, which is vital for nutrient absorption. Muscle building isn't only about protein, though. You need to feed your muscles the right cofactors, nutrients that enable protein synthesis and muscle contraction. Magnesium, potassium, calcium, and B vitamins are often overlooked in typical senior diets, especially in nursing homes or assisted living facilities across the United States. A diet high in leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard will provide those essential minerals. A single cup of cooked spinach contains nearly 20% of the daily value for magnesium, and it's also a great source of iron and potassium. Pair leafy greens with citrus fruits like oranges or bell peppers, which are high in vitamin C, to improve iron absorption, something especially important for women over 65 who are at higher risk of developing iron deficiency anemia. Sweet potatoes, bananas, and beets are also critical muscle foods, not just for their carbohydrates, but for their potassium and nitric oxide precursors. Potassium helps regulate fluid balance and nerve signals essential for muscle contraction. Beets, rich in dietary nitrates, improve blood flow to working muscles and can boost endurance during walks, yard work, or physical therapy sessions. In one clinical study, older adults who consumed beet juice before physical activity saw improved walking speed and reduced effort. Imagine what a beet salad a few times a week could do for your independence and strength. Greek yogurt is another must-have for seniors. It's packed with protein, probiotics, and calcium. One 6-ounce serving contains up to 17 grams of protein and is easily digestible, even for those with mild lactose intolerance. The probiotics support gut health, which is crucial since many seniors in the United States take medications that disrupt their digestive flora, like proton pump inhibitors, statins, or antibiotics. If your gut isn't healthy, you won't absorb the nutrients from your food, no matter how good your diet is. There's a shocking number of seniors who still skip breakfast or eat only toast and coffee. That's not food, that's starvation. Your muscles need morning fuel to stop overnight catabolism. That's why a breakfast of eggs, Greek yogurt, berries, and a slice of whole grain bread is not just a good idea, it's life-saving. Muscle loss begins early in the day when you fail to nourish your body. This is the exact mistake many seniors across Australia and the United Kingdom make, assuming that eating less is better. It's not. Eating smarter is what counts. Peanut butter, almond butter, and even sunflower seed butter are all excellent additions to boost healthy fats and calories for seniors struggling to maintain weight. Combine them with whole grain crackers or mix into oatmeal to increase nutrient density without requiring large volumes of food. Many seniors in the United States live alone, have low appetite, or face chewing issues. But these soft, calorie-dense foods can make a massive difference in maintaining lean mass. Even more, oats themselves provide beta-glucans, which help regulate blood sugar and cholesterol levels, two issues commonly seen alongside muscle loss. Hydration is another silent killer of muscle mass. Seniors across the United Kingdom and Australia often experience chronic dehydration, not because they're neglectful, but because the thirst mechanism weakens with age. When muscles become dehydrated, protein breakdown increases and cellular energy production drops. Without water, even the most nutritious meals cannot effectively build tissue. This becomes even more dangerous for seniors taking diuretics, blood pressure medications, or diabetes drugs, all of which increase fluid loss. A simple solution is to build hydration into meals. Soups made with bone broth, smoothies with frozen berries and spinach, herbal teas with lemon, and even water-rich foods like cucumbers and watermelon. For those living alone or in care homes in the United States, even placing water bottles within arm's reach or setting reminder alarms can be enough to drastically change hydration status and reduce the risk of falls and fatigue. Micronutrient deficiencies are another hidden threat that most seniors never hear about during routine checkups. Low magnesium, B12, zinc, selenium, and even folate levels are rampant in the elderly population across the United States, especially in those taking medications that deplete nutrient stores, like metformin, PPIs, and statins. Without B12, for example, your nerves start to misfire, and your ability to activate muscles becomes compromised. Yet B12 is primarily found in animal products like meat, dairy, and eggs, foods that many seniors eat less of due to dental issues, digestive discomfort, or misinformation about cholesterol. If your hands feel weak, if you get pins and needles in your feet, if your gait has changed, or you're shuffling more than walking, it could be a silent deficiency, not just aging. A B-complex supplement or fortified foods like nutritional yeast, cereals, and plant milks can be life-changing. Now consider the role of inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, is one of the leading causes of muscle breakdown in older adults. Inflammatory markers, like CRP and IL-6, increase with age and are worsened by poor diet, stress, and inactivity. This is why seniors in the United States who rely heavily on processed foods, fast food, sugary drinks, and white bread are at far greater risk of frailty. Anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, ginger, garlic, extra virgin olive oil, wild blueberries, leafy greens, and nuts can fight that breakdown process at the cellular level. Adding turmeric to eggs, drinking ginger tea, or drizzling olive oil over vegetables is more than just a culinary choice. It's a medical intervention. Even dark chocolate with over 70% cocoa contains flavonoids that protect against oxidative stress and muscle wasting. But food is only one part. The body doesn't build muscle without physical demand. Inactivity is poison to muscle tissue. Seniors across the United States and United Kingdom spend an average of 8 to 10 hours a day sitting. That number spikes even higher in those over 75. If you don't challenge your muscles, they assume they're no longer needed, and they shrink. Resistance exercise is non-negotiable. Even bodyweight movements like chair squats, wall push-ups, light dumbbell curls, and resistance band pulls can activate muscle fibers that have been asleep for years. Pair these movements with protein-rich meals, and you trigger what's known as the muscle protein synthesis window, a biological response that says, yes, keep this muscle. Just 2 sessions per week of light resistance training, combined with the right food, can drastically reverse frailty, improve balance, and even regrow lost muscle. Real stories make this even more clear. A 72-year-old woman in Texas, once barely able to carry groceries, began a routine of eating eggs, tuna, and sweet potatoes with every meal, drinking whey protein after her walks, and doing short 15-minute resistance workouts 3 times a week. In 6 months, she regained over 7 pounds of lean muscle and reduced her fall risk by over 60%. These transformations are not rare. They are possible when nutrition is matched with movement, even in late age. Seniors in Canada and Australia, often led by community programs, are now using these interventions as standard protocol to combat frailty. Yet many older adults in the United States still think it's too late to start. It isn't. The body will respond when given what it needs. Some seniors avoid eating protein-rich meals due to cost or convenience. But there are low-cost options that are just as effective. Canned beans, peanut butter, tuna, lentils, eggs, cottage cheese, and frozen vegetables can all be bought with limited income or food stamps in the United States. Local senior centers, churches, and food banks often carry these items, and with just a little prep, meals can be made in bulk and stored. A slow cooker can turn beans and chicken into protein-rich stews. A rice cooker can prepare high-protein quinoa or lentils in minutes. These tools are game changers for those with arthritis or mobility issues. Even chewing problems shouldn't stand in the way. For those with dentures or dental pain, soft protein foods like scrambled eggs, Greek yogurt, mashed beans, well-cooked lentils, smoothies with protein powder, and baked fish are all excellent options. Smooth textures, warm temperatures, and added oils or broths can make any meal easier to consume and more calorie-dense. Seniors who've lost their appetite due to medications or depression often benefit from small, frequent meals rather than 3 large ones. A 4-ounce cup of cottage cheese with cinnamon and honey mid-morning, a spoonful of peanut butter on crackers at 3 p.m., a small bowl of soup before bed. These aren't snacks, they're muscle therapy. It's painful to see how many older adults in the United States are stuck in a cycle of poor nutrition and muscle decline because they were never told what to eat. Their doctors may not mention it, their families might not know what to cook for them, and even many caregivers aren't educated about the role of food in preserving mobility and dignity. But food is not just calories, it's information. It tells your body whether to build or break down. It tells your muscles whether they are needed or obsolete. It tells your immune system whether to fight or collapse. Ask yourself right now, are you eating the foods your muscles are begging for? Are you feeding strength or feeding weakness? Because the right choices can add not just years to your life, but quality to those years. More energy, better balance, stronger grip, longer walks, fewer hospital visits, and the ability to live on your own terms. Every egg, every spoon of beans, every handful of nuts is a step toward that. You don't need fancy powders or exotic supplements. You need real food, eaten regularly, with purpose. Food is powerful medicine, and for seniors losing muscle, it may be the most powerful medicine of all.